The big wheels keep on turning. I'm Luann Lee, and welcome to Monster Wars. This is your weekly chance to experience the thrills, chills, and spills of monster truck mega action. There was plenty of that last week in an out-of-control battle in the Houston Astrodome. Invader put on a wild show for the fans, but an energized Equalizer just kept going and going and going to win the finals. So here's our Monster Point standings thus far this season. Gravedigger stays in first place, with Equalizer coming on strong thanks to his victory last week. Barefoot rounds out our top three, but Taurus is just one Monster Point behind. Any one of those trucks can grab first place by the end of today's competition. Now you can see how the remaining trucks line up in the season tally. Let's get right to the action. Jim Davidson standing by for a preview of today's Monster Mayhem.
There's a feeling in the air tonight, and I can't quite put my finger on it. So what do? I go back into the pits and I start talking it over with the drivers, and they all seem to agree that Jacksonville is going to provide some high-flying monster warfare. So when the trucks go airborne, I'll be right here in the pits bringing you all the ups and downs of today's racing action. Speaking of racing action, when it comes to straight line courses, the higher they fly, the harder they're going to fall, and tonight promises to be no exception to that rule. So let's go to a guy who's always flying straight and telling it just like it is, our very own Joe Lowe.
Jim, this was a scene just moments ago, qualifying for the Gravedigger as he goes up the ramp and gets lots of air. He's so high that if he gets much higher, the FAA is going to have to be contacted so he can get permission to land. The crowd is just ecstatic, and they're ready to see more high-flying excitement from the monsters. Let's take a look at this very, very tough drag-style track, side by side. As we look at the Goodyear track facts on the starting line, they will have to maneuver a hill and then over two cars, then down as quickly as possible for the straightaway and the entrance to this, the last set of cars. They need to get up in the air. They may be able to fly way beyond the finish line right here. The first one over the finish line, you got it. That's the winner. We prepare for race number 1. Kodiak will face Equalizer. Kodiak is driven by Mark Bendler. He qualified 8th, the time 3.89 seconds. Now Equalizer and David Morris qualified 3rd with 3.52. You can see there's not much of a gap between these trucks in qualifying. Bendler takes Kodiak up to the starting line to stage for race number 1. All systems are go. He looks over at the competition. Last week's winner, Equalizer. And the question is, can Equalizer be our first two-time winner back-to-back on Monster Wars?
I'm getting a bit hot under the collar. And when we ignite in the next race, Kodiak, you're going back, way back to the backwoods where you belong.
Kodiak has been struggling on this very young season. He's had nothing but power problems, and the question is, has he fixed them?
The last two shows, we had problems kicking the front drive shaft loose. We went back, we redesigned a completely new shaft and put that in. It seems to be working well. We're getting a little harder on the throttle each time, and now we're going to go for it.
The trucks are staged. The U.S. Hot Rod official waits to give them the green light. Thumbs up from both drivers. We are ready. Bendler gets a hole shot, but Equalizer comes from behind. Kodiak had the hole shot, but Equalizer had the power, came from behind and won it. Equalizer takes our first win in Jacksonville. Equalizer took it easy off that first set of cars, and then it was airborne as he sails across the finish line. Kodiak had the great start, and it was almost as if he backed out of it right here. This is where Equalizer catches him in the air. They're already staging for our second race of the day. This matchup between Barefoot and First Blood.
There's only one thing I like more than fresh blood, and that's fresh bear meat. Barefoot, when our paths cross, you're gonna want to tiptoe out of the race. 'Cause when I get through with you, you're gonna be red with envy. And the only footsteps you're gonna follow are the ones to your grave.
We are back in Jacksonville. They are lined up for race number 2 of round number 1. First Blood, Rob Fuchs doing the piloting aboard the 7th qualifying First Blood. And the world champion Barefoot is driven by Fred Schaefer. He qualified 2nd. First Blood, the big Ford, edges up to the starting line as the U.S. Hot Rod officials bring him up. He is just about staged. And the world champion Barefoot eyeballs the competition. Fred Schaefer wants to check out all the safety systems to make sure everything is all right. Let's check the inside of the truck. He looks like he's ready. The green light will signify the go. There they go! First Blood and Barefoot opens up the lead. Barefoot takes out First Blood. The world champion Barefoot does it again. He waves to the crowd. And this is how it happened. Side by side, Barefoot turns it on and opens up the lead. This truck not only has the power, it has the incredible suspension needed for a course like this. A lot of hills, but he smooths it out quickly. Our next matchup will feature the Carolina Crusher and the Gravedigger. Dennis Anderson pilots the Gravedigger, one of the most feared monster trucks in the world today. How did they do in qualifying? Carolina Crusher qualified a very respectable 6th. The time, 3.69 seconds. Gravedigger was our fastest qualifier with 3.46 seconds. You saw that Gravedigger qualifying run earlier. And the question is, what is Dennis Anderson going to do in his strategy against the Crusher?
Well, I tell you, Gary's running really good. The track is really kind of a choppy track here. I'm not really too certain. You know, I qualified really well, but I feel like the left lane's the best lane. I'm going to put him in the right lane. I'm going to take the left lane, so maybe I have a little advantage on him, and I think I can pull it off.
Is that strategy going to work? We'll know just seconds from now. Green light, there they go. Over the first set to the second and the finish line. Who won it? Who won it? Was it Digger or was it Crusher? They both appear to go over the finish line at exactly the same time. Side by side in the air. In the air. And I've just gotten word, it is a tie. In all my years of racing, I've never seen this. A tie, and we're headed for a monster face-off. A monster face-off between the Gravedigger and the Carolina Crusher.
Gravedigger! Pain is my friend these days, and my buddy and I have come to show you a bad time! Yeah! You can't dishevel me, Crusher! I'm victorious! I'm bigger than life! No, you're lower than life, and I'm gonna knock you right into the ground! Yeah! Sounds fun!
That's too close to call. The rivalry between Carolina Crusher and Gravedigger continues with this incredible photo finish. We'll have a face-off in just a moment to determine a winner of this round 1 matchup.
Gator Bowl, and we're ready for the tiebreaker to end all tiebreakers, the mother of tiebreakers between the Carolina Crusher and the Gravedigger. Both trucks have been here just moments ago. They brought them back after the tie, and this is going to end it right here, right now. The green light will signify the go. Who's going to win it? It's anybody's guess. Digger red lights. Digger red lighted. Now they're going to throw those times out. Digger red lighted. He's disqualified. The Grave Digger. Watch the green light. Digger moves. There's the light. Digger moves a split second before the green light, and he is out of here. What a lucky break for Crusher. And Jim is back in the pits with Gary Porter.
But Gary, we didn't have to wait very long for the rematch between you and Gravedigger. Almost kind of a deja vu, although this time around it wasn't a tie.
That's right. You know, the first race, I mean, you know, it was a tie. You know, Dennis was running strong. You know, my truck's running strong on this course. And, you know, we, rematch, and, you know, he red lighted, and, you know, it was just, I guess, luck for me.
Well, that was the difference in this one. He knew that you guys were equal at the end of the first one, so he was trying to come out just a little bit too soon.
That's right. He left a little bit too soon. I seen he had red lighted, so I just, you know, backed off a little bit, tried to save my truck.
Don't stop to take a breath yet, because our next matchup is coming to the starting line. This matchup between Wayne Smolzanek and Tropical Thunder, our 9th qualifier, and Taurus, driven by Jack Willman Jr. He qualified 4th. Both trucks up at the starting line. Jack Willman Jr.'s Taurus is one of the newer trucks on the circuit, a brand new design for '93, and he takes out Tropical Thunder. An easy win for Taurus.
This Wrangler hit pay dirt, yeah! Ah, Tropical Thunder, venture over them there hills. Try raining on somebody else's parade. Taurus kicked your gas.
Jackie Willman had this one won from the start. Over the cars, he mashes the big engine and up and flies over the finish line. Taurus, as the winner, moves on to round 2. Tropical Thunder took a bad hop right at the start. He bounced all over the place, could not line it up properly, and goes across the finish line cockeyed. Even takes out the finish line pole. Taurus with a very sizable win. Tropical Thunder still bouncing all over the place. Here they come as the action continues. Invader Ray Perkowski out of St. Louis, Missouri, a very slow qualifying 10th. And the Predator, Alan Pizzo's truck, qualifying 5th. Predator has been doing a super job of late, and he faces Invader in a Chevy Ford matchup here in the Gator Bowl. Ray Perkowski puts the neck brace on. Alan Pizzo, look at that shot of the Predator. How'd you like to have that thing come up behind you on the interstate? There they go. Predator, Invader, a very close matchup with Predator getting the win. Predator. It was touch and go at the start, and then he opens it up and crosses the finish line in the air first. Invader seems to have horsepower problems. He makes it over the first set easily, but then when he mashes the engine, it pauses a second, and that's enough time for Predator to get the win. But his time is fast enough to bring him back as one of our 3 fastest losers for round number 2. Invader's coming back, folks.
Losing is bad enough, but a defeat at the paws of that pitiful Predator is an embarrassment of galactic proportions. I'll be back in round 2, and this I vow. First, I will smash the Carolina Crusher. Then I'll set my sights on a rematch with that flesh-eating feline. Predator, eat my space dust. The Invader wants revenge. The Invader wants your hide.
One roundup. A look at the trucks to whom we can say, see you later at the Gator Bowl. The trucks that will advance to round 2. All of the winners automatically continue to compete. Carolina Crusher is here thanks to Gravedigger's disqualification in their tiebreaker in round 1. Only the 3 fastest losers for round 1 get to advance in today's competition. They were all within a half a second of each other, and it looks like only First Blood and the disqualified Gravedigger are sitting out the remainder of the day. All familiar with the daredevil tactics of these monster truck drivers. Well, now we're going to meet a man who embodies the word fearless. He's a veteran stuntman who holds several world records for high falls and car jumps. He's performed 21,000 stunts and has only been injured twice. You want a wild ride? Hop on board with Spanky Spangler.
When I first started stunt work, nobody even knew what a stunt man was. Nowadays, everybody and their dog thinks you're a stunt person. I felt that I have an instinct to do stunts. I always say I was God-gifted to do it. I started doing stunts without telling my mom. When I was real young, I used to get on a swing and I'd jump over the swing and jump over the back fence. And the other kids in the neighborhood couldn't do that. Man, I could do something different than these other kids. Then I'd get in trouble. I played football, wrestled, boxed, did everything. I became a paratrooper. I was a Green Beret at the age of 18 years old. I used everything I could do in the service to make my stunt career better. Can't hesitate. If you ever hesitate to do a stunt, you're gonna die. You snooze, you lose. In this game, you gotta follow through. When you're doing live shows, there's no trick. It's live. What you see is what you get because you can't cheat it. One day you're doing high falls, the next day you're doing fight scenes, you're rolling the car, you're jumping the car, you're riding motorcycles. You have to be athletic. You have to be tuned to everything that's going on. You got to be a mechanic, a carpenter. You have to know a little bit about everything, even effects. If you don't, you get blown up.
He's pretty down to earth. He's a real family person. He likes to stay home a lot, go to the movies. He likes to do a lot of things with the kids.
Three.
Yeah, right. You know, when he jumps out of the helicopter, it makes me a little nervous, but when he jumps out of hot air balloons or cranes or buildings, it don't usually bother me too much.
But this is a stunt I did for That's Incredible. I wanted to jump out of a helicopter and land in the back of a moving truck.
I don't really know why he does it.
It's a rocket car, and I jumped across the Rio Grande River. I jumped 185 feet. The car and the frame and all that just exploded. As soon as I hit, it just exploded and ripped right off.
I think he's crazy.
They asked me if I could jump an Odyssey over a rock and roll group, and I said, sure. So we talked money and all that, and then I said, what's an Odyssey? I didn't even know what one was.
But I know he has it all under control, so.
This here is like a barbecue.
Everything he does is crazy.
This I call the sky crash, a mid-air head-on collision with two cars. And when I talked to Hollywood stunt guys about it, they said it was impossible. It's harder for me to watch a stunt guy doing a stunt. I'd rather do it myself. It's just hard to watch, because I know what they're thinking.
It's too hard to stay at home and wait for the phone call. I'd rather be there, just in case.
At home, you don't know when it's going to happen, so just wait for the phone call.
Like there's like 10 or 15 things that can go wrong. And I try to think of all those, so when it happens, you know, I know what to do. I'm prepared for when it does happen. But sometimes something comes out of the wild.
I don't like watching high falls. They're scary.
You got to see it from my end. Well, when a young kid comes to me and wants to do stunts, the first thing I tell him is don't do a stunt unless you're around a professional stunt person. And the reason is because you have to wear the pads, you got to wear the helmets, you got to have the right gear. You need to wear your helmets, you need to wear your shin guards and padding, and you need that type of stuff because you go down, you want to be protected. You want to get up and be able to do it again and again and again until you can get it right. We prepare and we plan and we try to make it as safe as possible because you want to work the next week. And that's what makes it professional. This is my hometown, so it's going to be nice to perform here finally. What I'm going to do at the American West Arena, I'm going to do a high fall, but to make it more dramatic, I'm going to light myself on fire.
Here he comes! Oh!
In the thrill show business, you always try to come up with something a little bit more unique. This is what we call a steel shoe. It's got a rounded toe, quarter-inch plate, and you slide on this behind a motorcycle or beside a car or behind a car. These things get real hot, so you want to get them off in a hurry. Well, I thought about retiring because some of the stunts I do are pretty monster stunts, and my family's getting real concerned about it.
He keeps saying that. I don't believe him.
No, he's been saying that for 10 years.
I can't see him turning down a stunt. He loves it.
When I was young, I had a decision to make, and it was either stay in Hollywood or come to Arizona and be with my family. I love doing stunts a lot. Well, my family's more important than anything. I'd rather be with them than be in Hollywood doing stunts. And I made that decision, and I don't regret it.
All I got to say is, kids, don't try any of that at home. We're back. Round number 2, race number 1 between Crusher and Invader.
I must stay ahead and conquer the Carolina Crusher.
You're spaced out, Invader. Listen up. I'm gonna blast you right back to your pitiful planet. Puh! Kiss my asteroid!
Talk is cheap, Crusher, and with the great galaxy as my witness, your broad is good!
They are staged for round number 2, race number 1. Carolina Crusher goes against Invader. Both trucks are at the starting line. The thumbs up, look for the green light. They get it. There they go. Carolina Crusher with a great hole shot. He's across the finish line first, but wait. They're calling it a red light. They're calling it a red light. Let's see this on the replay. Watch for the green light. There it is, and there goes Crusher. I don't understand this red light at all. Perhaps if we take a look at it from another angle, we'll see it. Now watch the middle of the left-hand part of your screen, the green light. There it is. Now Carolina Crusher goes. I've just gotten word that apparently Carolina Crusher inched forward too far while staging and broke the beam on our official timing lights. He is automatically disqualified. The win goes to Invader, and Jim Davidson gets our loser for an interview.
Gary, come here for a second. In life, what we try to do, my friend, is learn from other people's mistakes. You saw Dennis Anderson in the Gravedigger red light going against you. Then you turn around the next round and red light yourself. What happened?
Well, I guess I'm just trying to be like my hero, Dennis. You know, he red lighted with me, and I was, you know, picking at him pretty hard about it back in the pits, and then I come out here and do the same thing, and I guess like to say, you know, what goes around comes around.
We are ready for round 2, race number 2. Predator, Equalizer, the matchup coming up next.
Oh, I've already made chicken liver out of the Invader. And now it's time to savor the Equalizer.
Yeah, right. Come what may, Predator, in the end, you'll be the one who will pay.
Race 2 action about to begin. The Predator truck is Alan Pizzo's creation. The cat-like features ready to pounce on Equalizer. Equalizer, Predator, combined weight over 20,000 pounds. We're talking about over 3,000 horsepower, ready to thrill this crowd here at the Gator Bowl. The green light will give us the go. Thumbs up for Equalizer, thumbs up from Predator. There they go! Side by side, Equalizer takes out Predator. Predator seems to have problems. Predator seemed to have some problems after that first set. The Equalizer is going to the semis.
Yeah! Well, what did I tell you? I'm the one to watch, and as my competitors are finding out, it takes a lot more than hot air to make me run out of steam.
With a puff of smoke, Equalizer is up in the air, guns it again, and takes it across the finish line. He's going to the semifinals. Now that was a flawless run for David. Predator seemed to have his problems. A good start, but he couldn't get any power out of this truck. Equalizer just went right past him. Predator does have problems. The drive shaft in the rear seems to be kicking out some smoke. Speaking of drive shaft, here's a drive shaft that belongs to Kodiak. Kodiak is back. Mark Bendler up in the saddle. This is race number 3 of our second round action. Kodiak's got a tall order to fill. He's going against Torres. Jack Willman Jr., the former world champion, is up in the saddle. Both trucks are staged. There they go. Torres plays catch up and gets across the finish line first. He nails Kodiak. Jackie Willman Jr. is taking this truck to the semifinals. Kodiak has problems right after the start. It happens right here over that set of cars. A bad hop. The suspension just doesn't seem to be dialed in for this track. He's all over the place. Taurus, a brand new design truck, a brand new power plant, and things are running flawlessly. That 2,000 pounds of weight in the back of that truck hold down the rear end and keeps him smooth. We have one more race coming up. Barefoot and Tropical Thunder. The winner goes against Taurus. It's gonna be a rumble.
Woo! It's just like a gunfight at the OK Corral. But I lassoed Kodiak, and now I'll ride off into the sunset of winter. Kodiak, Taurus is the zodiac sign you wish you never met, and that ain't no ball.
Getting ready to take on Barefoot in their round 2 matchup. You may have noticed some extra cheers from the fans in Florida whenever Tropical Thunder drives by. The state is driver Wayne Smozanik's home turf. And if you look up motorsports fanatic in the dictionary, there's a good chance you're going to find Wayne's picture next to its definition. He started out drag racing several years ago, then pursued his dream of mixing it up with the monsters. It's put him in a sunshine state of mind.
The beaches, the sand, fancy stores, water sports, palm trees, these are all things people think of when they think of Florida, but that's not me. My world revolves around racing monster trucks.
From Florida-based 3-year competition vet Wayne Smozanik, his life, his passions are the 2 big R's. Racing trucks and running his Performance Center auto shop. He is the ultimate motorsport fanatic. From stock cars to drag racing to monster trucking, he's done it all.
This has been Wayne's life since he's been young. He's always worked on cars.
Monster truck driving kind of grew on me, I guess. I mean, I didn't really expect to ever get this far into it or get this serious about it.
I've been with Wayne 5 years. When I first met Wayne, we went to a show in Tampa, and he told me one of these days I'm going to own a truck like that. And I laughed at him. A year and a half later, I guess it was, we had a truck. And I wasn't laughing anymore.
I felt this sport here was definitely growing a lot faster than drag racing. It's a lot more family-oriented sport. You know, we go to a show, we sign autographs, we get to meet the people. It's a lot closer one-on-one relationship than drag racing was.
Wayne races 43 weekends out of the year, and when he's not doing that, he's with Wendy putting in long 12-hour days at his auto shop.
Performance Center.
But even a die-hard motorsports man like Wayne manages the other 2 R's, resting and relaxing with his friends who are also heavily into the racing thing.
I'm not home a lot of weekends, so weekends I usually come over here and eat some lunch and relax a little bit.
Then it's back to it. Wayne's crew chief Joe is always around, taking constant care of the Tropical Thunder on and off the track.
We built the whole truck together, so
I pretty much know what he's going to tear up or hurt every run, because like he said, we both put the truck together. We know the weak spots of the truck.
Every truck is individual, and everybody builds their own trucks. The fact that it can do what it can do, I guess, is the satisfaction within itself. Knowing the truck is as fast as it is because you made it that way.
Wayne's dream.
Wayne's dream right now? Take Tropical Thunder to the winner's circle and take out the world champion Barefoot. One of these 2 trucks is going to the semifinals to take on Taurus, Barefoot, and Tropical Thunder, the Gator Bowl, Jacksonville, Florida. This is the showdown. They bring Tropical Thunder up to the starting line and then say, let's try it again. Everybody wants to be very sure they don't red light. We've seen that happen twice before. Barefoot is staged. Fred Schaefer strapped in. We're ready. Off they go. Barefoot takes out Tropical Thunder. Barefoot just running better than ever. The world champion Barefoot had that thing won from the very start. Not a turn of the tires was unneeded on this win. No loose dirt, no loose throwing around on the track. This guy was gone. The rocket ship we call Barefoot is in the semifinals. He's going to take on Taurus. He made easy work of Tropical Thunder, and Fred Schaefer is back with Jim.
Fred, you're really tearing it up out there. You just put Tropical Thunder away. He had some problems over the first set of cars, but a good run for you.
Yeah, Tropical Thunder, he's one of the newer trucks out there, and Jim, he's wanting to beat some of the guys who've been around for a long time like me, and he tried real hard, and I think he had just a little driver error there in the second set.
Well, you know, he's going ahead, and he's covering up that little suspension he's got under there. He's trying not to give away his secrets. You're one of the masters of the suspension. The suspension here on this barefoot, you get a lot of front-end movement. Maybe you could give him a few pointers.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I think he's still learning, and we're all learning, and as we go along, we'll see how that progresses.
A big wave from the crowd at the Gator Bowl. They're excited, and why not? We've come down to semifinal action. Taurus will go against Barefoot in our semifinals, and Invader takes on the Equalizer. Ray Perkowski driving the Invader, ready for the semis. He looks over to see the Equalizer. David Morris taking the Equalizer to task.
When we collide, you'll crumble, Invader. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I crumble, Crusher, and I'll shock everyone else when I take out Equalizer completely!
The monsters are staged for the semifinals. Invader, Equalizer. Ray Perkowski turning in an average time of 4.27. Equalizer's 3.82 seconds, considerably faster. But things change in monster truck racing. And can Equalizer make it 3 in a row? We'll find out. Ray Perkowski doesn't think it's going to happen. He wants to be in the finals. The two trucks sit on the starting line, waiting for the green light. It's thumbs up and showtime! Side by side, and then Equalizer pulls it out! Equalizer pulls it out with just a scant hundredths of a second between the two of them. Equalizer's in the finals.
Invader gave it his best shot, and I shot him right out of the race. It's time to make another star. Dust.
This track belongs to David Morris here in Florida. He knows how to drive this course up and over, and he is in the finals. Equalizer just running great. Invader has problems on the starting line. The bounce is where it happens. He doesn't have the horsepower to go against Equalizer. Something's wrong with that big Ford.
David, congratulations on a semifinal victory over Invader. Tell me about that one. You seem to keep picking the left lane. I know you like this straight line course, but I guess you favor that left lane.
Right, you know, everybody takes their pick over the lanes, and I feel like I can run better in the left lane, you know, so that's one I'd like to stick with.
Okay, you've beaten Kodiak, you've beaten Predator, you've beaten Invader. Now you're going into the finals. It'll either be Barefoot or Taurus, and both those guys were up there in the points last year, 1 and 2.
Right, you know, Barefoot or Taurus, it doesn't matter which one of them you have to run because both those guys are, you know, tough racers.
Who will face Equalizer in the finals? It could be Taurus, but first he's got to get past the world champion Barefoot. Jim Davidson caught up with Jackie right before the race.
Jackie, you've been spending a lot of time working on the truck in between rounds here. It seems as though, what, a cracked frame first?
Yeah, the frame was broken first, and then I broke some cracked shock bolts, and then the last time my oil pump was broke, so I've had a little bit of trouble all night. But
well, tell me how the engine's running. You got that new McGee in there. You've been running it in 1993. Is it going well so far?
Well, it's not running real good tonight. The air's a little different and stuff, and it acts like the motor's too fat on fuel, so we leaned it way down, and we're just going to give it our best shot.
Sounds like nothing but problems for Taurus, and he's going up against the world champion Barefoot. He's got to be concerned about that.
Well, now, I've experienced the bad luck of a Chicago. That means newcomer, and Jackie had a tough time, too. But mark my words, as the spirit of the wild, wild west courses through my veins, this Wrangler is coming back with a vengeance.
The problem-plagued Taurus prepares to go against the world champion Barefoot. Taurus, average time 3.79 seconds. Barefoot, 3.67. A short but tough course here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. They are lined up. The green light will give them the go, and it's showtime. Barefoot and Taurus, and Barefoot wheelies 3/4 of the track. Barefoot, I don't know if he was showing off or if he was just excited and went for the win, but he won it on 2 wheels. Over the line, in the air. Look at this. Woo! High-flying Barefoot is in the finals against Equalizer. Taurus, he had a good run, but nothing to compare to the world champion. He's going to have to wait to another, more lucky day to take out Barefoot. Tonight, it's Barefoot and Equalizer in our finals. The picture tells the story.
Fred, the semis against Taurus, and you're doing a little showboat, and I don't know if you did it on purpose, but a little wheelie there in between, kind of a nifty move.
Jim, really wasn't on purpose. Taurus is a real tough competitor, and as you know, when I come over that first set of cars, I put it right to the floor and sit back and let that Dodge motor do the work, and the thing, wheel standing on me, I knew I couldn't let off. I just kept my foot in it. You don't let off again, people like Taurus, and just luckily we came out real good over the second set of cars, and it was a real good run.
Folks, we're heading to the finals. It's going to be Equalizer and Barefoot. The war's coming up.
Barefoot and Equalizer are. The two monster warriors are getting set for battle. Defending world champion Fred Schaefer is driving the big, bad red bear. And David Morris is playing cool blue in the Equalizer. He's looking to be the first truck to win back-to-back contests in Monster Wars. Joe Lowe, take it home.
They are lined up and ready to go. Barefoot and Equalizer. How did Barefoot get here? Well, he had to do a lot of work. He took out First Blood in round number 1, Tropical Thunder in number 2, and defeated Taurus in the semis. Equalizer. He went against Kodiak in round number 1 and came out on top, then Predator in number 2 and took out the Invader in the semifinals. And now it's down to these 2 trucks. We started with 10, we've brought them down to 2, and in just a few moments, we'll find out who's going to reign victorious, number 1 in Jacksonville, Florida. Barefoot and Equalizer. Both trucks are staged waiting for the green light. It is showtime! It's Equalizer off the line. Barefoot battles back. Who won it? Side by side, they go across the finish line. We've seen close matchups here tonight, but this final was something. I'm going to have to see the replay. On the finish line, Barefoot. Barefoot may have had him by inches. Equalizer with that lead right on the early start. Barefoot battles back, and yes, Barefoot is first across the line. Barefoot gets the win. A tough break for Equalizer.
In this particular race, Barefoot got the best of me and rose to the top. But come next week, the others will wish they never came face to face with me at all.
What a war we've seen here today. The winner, Barefoot. Jim Davidson is with the world champ.
Fred, congratulations. I know you're living under the philosophy you can never have too many crowns to your name, but here you are. You won another one. We're in Jacksonville. You're once again champion.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. I'll tell you, David Morris, the Equalizer, he's one of the toughest competitors we got out there, and I really didn't know who was going to win this thing. I just give it everything I got.
Well, tell me about that run. You really did mash it the whole way through.
When I came over that first set of cars, I tried to be on the light and come over that first set of cars, and we got just a little bit of bounce in the front end. And when I hit that throttle, the thing just stood on the rear wheels and just kept going. And I knew I couldn't let off. You can't let off against a guy like David Morris. That's it. And we hit the second set of cars nice and square, and it came right out on the front end and just landed perfect.
Where are all these wheelies coming out of?
It's that horsepower and that Dodge motor. I'm getting used to all that power now, and I can put that pedal to the floor now. It's working out real well.
I just think you're a little adrenaline pumped.
Thanks, Jim. I am.
Big win for Fred Schaefer. It's his second victory of the season. He moves up to second place overall on our Monster Points scoreboard. Gravedigger vacates the top spot this week due to an early round disqualification. So David Morris now sits atop the Monsters, but only 14 points separate the top 3 trucks. Taurus is holding steady in 4th place, followed by Predator and Invader. And down at the bottom of the list, First Blood better start sinking his teeth into the battle to make up lost ground. For Jim Davidson and Joe Lowe, I'm Luann Lee. We'll roll back into your home next week and every week for more Monster Wars.